How to draw a stacked column in Origin. Whether you need good help, a genius writer, a brainy tutor, or a data wizard, Intuito for you has them all. It's like having a research dream team on demand.
Okay, let's talk about a common data headache. You've got all these different moving parts, right? And you need to show how each one is changing, but also how they all add up to create the big picture. Well, today we are going to unlock a really powerful way to do just that. We're going to walk through how to build a stacked lines plot that can take all that complex data and turn it into a super clear, publication-ready visual.
So here's the classic problem, right? Let's say you're tracking monthly sales for a few different products. You need to see how product A is doing on its own, how product B is doing, and so on. But you also need to see how they all add up to your total revenue. So the question is, how do you show both of those things in one chart without it just becoming a confusing, tangled mess of lines?
Exactly. That's the challenge. You want to see the parts and the whole, all at the same time. You need a single visual that can tell that individual story and the big cumulative story. And guess what? There is a perfect tool for the job.
And that solution is the stacked lines plot. It's such an elegant idea. Basically, each set of your data, each series, gets plotted right on top of the one before it. So that top line you see, that's your grand total. And the colored bands in between, those show you exactly how much each individual part is contributing over time. It's brilliant, really. Two key insights all in one clean visual.
All right, before we actually build one, let's quickly talk about how your data needs to be set up. And don't worry, it's super simple. You just need one column for your time, months, years, whatever. That's going to be your x-axis. Then you have separate columns for each thing you want to stack. These are going to become the colorful layers in our plot. This simple, clean layout is basically the blueprint for the entire chart.
Okay, so our data is all nice and structured. Now for the fun part, actually building the plot. And you might be thinking this is going to be complicated, but honestly, it's just a few clicks to go from that raw data table to a full-blown chart.
The whole process is really intuitive. First up, you just get your data into the Origin workspace. Step 2, and this is the most important part, you highlight everything you want to plot. That means your time column, the x-axis, and all of those data columns for the y-axis. Once you've told Origin what data to look at, the last step is just telling it what kind of chart you want. And this is kind of the magic moment. With all your data selected, you just go up to the plot menu and click Stacked Lines. That's it. That one single command tells the software to do all the heavy lifting, all the calculations, all the stacking. It just does it for you. And boom, just like that. No messing with formulas, no manual adjustments. Origin just generates the plot instantly. You can immediately see each layer stacked right on top of the other, giving you that perfect effect we were looking for. I mean, we've gone from a boring table to a really meaningful chart in, what, seconds?
So now we have our basic plot. It's good, but to make it really publication ready, we need to polish it up. This next part is all about customization. We're going to take this chart and fine-tune it so that the story it tells is crystal clear and impossible to misinterpret. This is where you really get to take control. You can tweak the colors to make each layer pop, or maybe use a dashed line to highlight one specific category. And cleaning up the legends and the axes, that's absolutely crucial. You want clear labels and a good, readable scale to make it look professional.
Oh, and here's a great tip, especially if you're giving a presentation. Sometimes just showing the trend isn't quite enough. Your audience might want to see the actual numbers. You can add data labels to show the exact values at key points. It's a great way to add that extra layer of specific evidence to back up the story you're telling.
All right, our plot is looking great. It's polished, it tells a clear story, so the last step is just getting it out there and sharing it. Let's talk about how to export your masterpiece for a report, a presentation, or even a formal scientific publication.
Exporting is super straightforward. You're just going to go to File, then Export Graphs, and open up the dialog box. You can think of this window as your quality control center. It's where you'll set the final resolution and the file type for your image.
Now, one of the most important settings here is DPI, which stands for dots per inch. Basically, this is all about the resolution of your image. If you pick a low number, it's going to look blurry and just unprofessional, especially if you try to print it. For anything serious, like a publication or a high-stakes presentation, 300 DPI is really the gold standard. It guarantees that every line and every label will be perfectly sharp and crisp. Finally, you just need to choose your file type. And the choice here really depends on where it's going. If you're putting it on a website or in a PowerPoint, PNG is your best bet. It looks great, but the file size is manageable. But if you're submitting to an academic journal or doing high-quality professional printing, you'll want to go with TIFF. The file will be bigger, for sure, but it saves every single bit of detail with zero loss in quality. It's the industry standard for a reason.
And there you have it. That's the whole workflow, from start to finish. From just a spreadsheet of raw data to a polished professional plot. You've now got the skill to take that kind of complex, layered data and turn it into a really compelling visual story that's ready for you to share with anyone.
So that just leaves us with one last thought. A stacked lines plot. It's more than just a graph, isn't it? It's a whole new way of seeing the big picture without losing track of all the important details. Now that you know how to build one, the real question is for you. What hidden stories are waiting inside your data?
And subscribe now for more amazing videos just like that. Thanks for watching.